My name is David, and I worked what I call the night shift in purgatory. That's the Gleeman gas station on route number 333. There's no cell service out there, and the nearest town is 3 hours away down a road straight as an arrow. When I was hired, the old manager simply handed me a crumpled piece of paper and said, "It doesn't matter if you believe this or not. Just do what's written if you want to see the sunrise." This was the list, taped to the register with yellowing Scotch tape. Survival rules for route number 333. The first rule: from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., turn off all the lights in the store. If there is a knock at the door during this time, do not open it, even if it looks like a woman with a child or a police officer. Real people on this highway always have their engines stall a mile away during this hour. The second rule: if a matte black sedan pulls up to pump number 4, do not go outside. Simply activate the pump from the console. They don't pay with money. In the morning, you'll find something valuable on the pump: a gold watch, a tooth, or an old coin. Never try to return it to the owner. The third rule: at midnight, check the beverage cooler. If all the bottles are turned with their labels facing backward, lock yourself in the restroom immediately for 10 minutes. Do not listen if someone whispers your name from the other side of the door. The fourth rule: if the radio plays classical music that isn't on the playlist, start counting out loud from 100 down to 1. You must finish before the music ends. If you lose count, they will know you are afraid. And the fifth rule: never look into the rearview mirrors of the cars parked outside. What is reflected there does not always match what is standing in front of you. The night I broke the rule. Tonight, it was 2:15 a.m. The store was pitch black, as per rule number 1. I sat behind the counter, trying not to look through the panoramic windows at the empty highway. The only sound was the hum of the old refrigerators. Suddenly, I heard the sound of tires on gravel. Heavy, slow. My heart dropped. I glanced at the security monitor. A black sedan was slowly rolling up to pump number 4. Its headlights were off, even though the night was ink black. I reached for the console to authorize the fuel, but I froze. No one got out of the car, but the rear window slowly slid down. A pale, unnaturally long hand emerged from the darkness of the interior and began to trace something in the dust on the car door, letter by letter. David, they knew my name. And that's when I made the fatal mistake. I looked at the monitor showing the sedan's side mirror. It didn't reflect the gas station. In it, I saw a vast field of bones under a blood-red sky, and something massive, resembling a centipede, crawling slowly toward my glass booth. At that moment, the radio, which had been turned off, burst into a sharp, screeching waltz. I started counting. 100, 99, 98. But a voice in my head whispered, "Why count, David? We are already here." I lost my place. The breaking point. The music snapped on a high, painful note. The silence that followed was physical, as if the air in the store had turned into thick syrup. I looked at the coolers. Every single bottle was turned backward. A shadow stood between the aisles. It was too tall for a human, its head pressed against the ceiling, its neck bent at a sickening right angle. "David," it hissed. It sounded exactly like my mother, who had passed away 5 years ago. I didn't run to the restroom. The shadow blocked the path. I remembered a scribbled note on the margin of the rules. If the refuge is cut off, use the veil. The veil was an old fire hose that leaked rusty water. I lunged for the fire cabinet, sprinting past the shadow. I felt a freezing chill radiating from it, smelling of damp earth and copper. I wrenched the valve open. Instead of water, a thick, dark liquid like oil sprayed out. I began dousing the floor, circling myself. The creature stepped forward. Its limbs moved with the dry crunch of breaking branches. As its fingertips touched the black puddle, a hiss erupted, like red-hot iron hitting ice. 97, 96, I screamed, reclaiming my count. 95! The car outside roared to life. Its purple headlights momentarily illuminated the station. In that light, I saw that the figure behind the wheel wasn't a person, but a writhing mass of intertwined worms shaped like a man of the attempted escape. When I reached 1, the sun hadn't risen, but a sickly gray dawn began to break. The creature was gone. I locked the station, jumped into my Ford, and floored it. But route number 333 doesn't let go so easily. After 40 minutes of driving, I realized the landscape hadn't changed. I looked at the odometer. It was stuck, flickering between 333.3 and 333.4. In the distance behind me, I could still see the glowing sign of gleam and gas. I was doing 120 kilometers per hour, but I wasn't moving away. I opened the glove box. The list of rules was there, but a new one had been added. Rule number 6. Attempting to quit without a replacement is considered an unexcused absence. Absentees must work a penalty shift in the lower department. Look under your seat. I reached under the driver's seat and pulled out a heavy set of keys with a tag. Basement, Sector B. An old man, the manager, stood in the middle of the road. He had no eyes, only sockets filled with that black, oily fluid. "The contract isn't signed in ink, David," he croaked. "To leave, you must find a replacement. Someone must take the keys voluntarily." Suddenly, my phone buzzed. A notification from a job search app. User Alex is interested in the night cashier position. He is 5 minutes away. A small hatchback appeared on the horizon. I stepped out, forcing a wide, friendly smile. The car pulled over. A young guy, looking lost, rolled down his window. "Hey, I think I'm lost," he said. "You're just in time, Alex," I said, my voice trembling with fake cheer. "I'm David. The manager said you were coming. It's a great job. They literally pay in gold." I pressed the heavy keys into his hand. The moment his fingers closed around the metal, the pressure in my chest snapped. The scar on my finger from a previous shift vanished. "Keep these. And most importantly," I whispered, "read the rules, especially about the lights at 2 a.m. It's a corporate tradition." I jumped into his car and drove. The odometer began to spin normally. 334, 335. I saw the lights of a real city ahead. I was free. I reached into the glove box for a map, but my hand hit a Polaroid photo. It was a picture of Alex sitting at the register, and standing behind him, with an impossibly wide grin and pale hands resting on his shoulders, was me. On the back, a fresh note read, "Thanks for the replacement, David. You are the manager now. Your shift starts when Alex makes his first mistake. Expect a call." My phone began to vibrate. The screen read, "Route 333 station, incoming call."